Hi everybody, Neil Kravitz here. Hope you're enjoying these daily clinical pearls. This clinical pearl is another lesson that I'm learning in jiu-jitsu that I try to apply to my personal and professional life, and I hope it helps you. And the pearl is that you are never stuck. And if you feel stuck, what you need to do is not panic, not explode out of it, but really just do small movements that create a little bit of space, and that inertia on your side, in your direction, will create more space and help you get out of that situation. So in jiu-jitsu, oftentimes you find yourself smashed under somebody who's putting a lot of pressure, and the worst thing you can do is panic or maybe even try to do something explosive that only exhausts you further. But instead, if you relax and just create a little bit of movement, all of a sudden you find that a lot more space opens up. Think if you have a knot, if you really get frustrated and try to rip through that knot, you're only going to make the knot worse. But if you relax and do a little bit of wiggling, all of a sudden you'll start to loosen up that knot, and then it becomes very easy to unravel, right? And the same thing can happen in your practice with your patients. If you have a patient who's suffering from TMJ pain or depression, I may give a list of home care remedies that I want them to do to feel better. And that may in itself seem overwhelming, but I'll tell them, listen, just do one thing. That one thing may just be put your phone down a little bit earlier tonight and get a little bit more restful sleep, and see if that works. And if that does work, we have a little bit of space, a little bit of movement, a little bit of momentum, and now we can do something else that only helps even further. And the same thing happens in orthodontics. A lot of times we get frustrated with stubborn tooth movement and we try to rip teeth through other teeth or past other teeth. That is a young doctor's mistake. If you see a stubborn tooth, a tooth that's not moving, you probably have heavy friction somewhere, and you have binding, and you need to maybe step down to a lighter arch wire. You may need to create some space with interproximal reduction or an interbracket open coil spring, or maybe a segmental power chain, or maybe open up space in an easier part of the arch and move teeth toward that to eventually move the tooth that you want to move. It's like chess. You got to move the pieces that are less important to eventually move the queen into its attack position, right? So the pearl here is you are never stuck. And if you feel that way, just relax and generate a little bit of inertia, a little bit of movement, and you will find that there's a lot more space to be gained. Hope you enjoyed this pearl. See you guys tomorrow for another clinical pearl.